I know how it feel to wake up fucked up. Pockets broke as hell, another rock to sell. People look at you like you's the user, selling drugs to all the losers, mad Buddha abuser. But they don't know about your stress-filled day. Baby on the way, mad bills to pay. That's why you drink Tanqueray, so you can reminisce and wish you wasn't living so devilish. Shit, I remember I was just like you, smoking blunts with my crew, flipping those 62s, cause GED wasn't B.I.G. I had to get P.A.D., that's why my mom hate me. She was forced to kick me out, no doubt. Then I figured out Nicks went for 20 down south. Packed up my tools for my raw power move. Glock 19 for casket and flower moves. For Trump's trying to stop my flow. And what they don't know will show on the autopsy. Went to see Poppy to cop me a brick. Asked for some consignment, he wasn't trying to hear it. Smoking mad Newports cause I'm doing court for an assault that I caught in Bridgeport, New York. Catch me if you can like the gingerbread man. You better have your gat in hand, cause man,
a day in the life of a fool. A day in the life of a fool.
I had the master plan. I'm in the caravan on my way to Maryland with my man Two Tex to take over this project. They call him Two Tex, he told Two Tex. And when he start the bus, he like to ask who's next. I got my honey on the Amtrak with the crack in the crack of her ass. 2 pounds of hash in the stash. I wait for her to make some quick cash. I told her she could be lieutenant, bitch got gas. At last, I'm literally lounging black, sitting back, counting double-digit thousand stacks. Had to re-up to see what's up with my peeps. Toyota dealer-thon had it cheap on the Jeep. See who got smoked, what rumors were spread. Last I heard I was dead, with 6 to the head. Then I got the phone call, it couldn't hit me harder. We got infiltrated, like Nino at the Carter. Heard Tech got murdered in the town I never heard of by some bitch named Alberta over nickel-plated burners. And my bitch, swear to God she won't snitch. I told her when she hit the bricks I make the hooker rich. Conspiracy, she'll be home in 3. Until then I looks out for the whole family. A true G, that's me blowing like a bubble in the everyday struggle.
A day in the life of a fool.
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door.
A day in the life of a fool.
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door.
A sad and a long, lonely day. I walk the avenue and hope I'll run into the welcome sight of you coming my way.
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug to jump. Another day, another struggle.
Okay, guess we doing just fine. Said I'm not yours, so I say you're not mine. I don't want love, no.
Forget that heat, bitch.
Okay, guess we doing just fine. Said I'm not yours, so I say you're not mine. Okay, just a waste of my time. Out of my head, of my mind. Say you wanna leave, hey, so I let you go. Guessing it was me, guess I never know. I don't want love no more, I'm sure. star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up, they never shot us. When my homies pull up on your block and make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Switch my whip, came back in black, I'm starting saying rest in peace of Bon Scott. Close that door, we blowing smoke, she asked me light a fire like a Marsan. Act a fool on stage, probably leave my fucking show in a cop car. She was legendary through a TV at the window of the montage. Cocaine on the table, liquor pouring, don't give a damn. Dude, your girlfriend is a groupie, she's just trying to get in. Saying I'm with the band. Ay, ay. Now she acting out of pocket, trying to grab up on my pants. For the bitches in my trailer city ain't got a man. And they all brought a friend. I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up, they never shot us. When my homies pull up on your block and make that thing go grata-ta-ta. I've been in the hills, fucking superstars, feeling like a pop star. Drinking Henny, bad bitches jumping in the pool and they ain't got no bra. Hit her from the back, blowing on the tracks and now she's screaming out, no mas. They're like savage, why you got 12 colors and you only got 6 cars? I ain't with the cake and how you kiss that. Your wifey say I'm looking like a whole stack. Green hundreds in my safe, I got old racks. LA bitches always asking where the coke at. Living like a rock star, smash out on a cop car, sweeter than a pop tart. You know you wanna hurt. I done made a hot shot, never used to trap hard. Living like a rock star, living like a rock star. I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up, they never shot us. When my homies pull up on your block and make that thing go grata-ta-ta.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is the revival of Nerdy Live. It is episode 40 freaking 8. It is I'm so glad to be doing this show again. I've missed doing it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay, so I was on Peepaw's stream earlier today, and they are having a very interesting discussion on the transgender debate involving Tipster, okay? I'm not getting into the transgenderism side of things, alright? I for one, I think it's evident in the few times I did speak during that stream, I'm not intelligent enough to have that conversation by myself, let alone with other people. I'm gonna leave that to the people who are more invested into that. People like Bunk, Mike the Bike, D-Max. I have my own personal opinions, but obviously, you know, those are my opinions. I'm not gonna force that down on anybody else's votes. Very serious over there. It is. You could cut the tension with a knife. But guys, before we get into the toxicity, the negativity, let's get into some happy news first, okay? She said yes. Look at that. Look at the happy couple. Oh, look at that face. That's awesome. So, Repsion proposed to Rabbi Jane, and it looks like they're going to get married. I'm truly happy for those two. Raw by Jane's definitely had some how should we say oopsies when it comes to her interactions with commentary, such as her interactions with Tommy C, for example. The very yikes from Knee Dog, as the tipster would say. But I'm glad, I'm happy for them. I just hope it works. Unlike Repzion's last relationship. And also, Edwin's back. I didn't expect this, and he's just he's taking pot shots at everyone. He even tried to call out Dead by Daylight, Dead on Dave for some reason, but here's him calling out D-Max for some reason.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate, I'll retract. I know in the Millhouse chat I said that I shouldn't have pointed the finger at you. My permissions were taken away from the channel. Now I actually could call because I couldn't see anything, and now I can. So I can call into your show again.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving my permissions back.
No problem.
We need to get to the bottom of whoever stripped those away from me. All right. Well, I'll let you go unless you want to say anything to the beautiful people here that are.
Hello, Edwin's chat. Can't wait to see the video.
Yeah, we like Matt Pitt here, guys. Yeah.
Do you like a Matt Pitt?
Max did kind of corrupt him only a little bit, but Matt always lays his own ground. He allows everybody to have a voice, which is okay. He's not there tonight, is he?
Max, I don't think he's gonna be there tonight. No.
Oh, thank goodness. I hope he did end up checking himself into a psych ward.
But Max is base, bro. No, Max is good.
Okay.
I think it's just literally like just poking and prodding at anyone who will listen to him at this point. I'm confused. I thought they were already engaged. I didn't know that they were already engaged. I assumed that was. I just assumed that was him proposing to her. I mean, if they were already engaged, good for them. I'm late on the news. All right, guys, it's time for everyone's favorite online topic, and that is your average Discord moderator, your average Reddit moderator, and especially your average Twitch moderator. Here is this individual right here, Twitch mod, who has worked for female content creators, has said he came in his pants after hugging an attractive female. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. It's only 25 seconds long. Let's see how bad this gets.
But I met a girl who's a streamer. I went up to her, I hugged her, and I came in my pants.
By the way, look at this poor old man. Probably like, I went to Iraq for this.
Wow. Hug you.
That's all you can do is like, wow. What a loser.
I think you need to get laid a little more often.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was she hot though? Was she like super duper duper hot?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's forgivable if she was super duper duper hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't, but no, this doesn't end here. This is not his first time with any sort of online exposure. Augie and Connor did an entire video on this guy. There was a documentary, like a YouTube documentary, but not a documentary, nonetheless, on this guy. He is in his late 20s. He hasn't had a girlfriend, and I think the documentary said 10 years. And he broke up with his girlfriend because she broke up with him because she wanted to have sex and he didn't want to, so she broke up with him. And he hasn't had a relationship since, and he's still a virgin. And so now he just kind of moderates and hangs out into the chats of female content streamers. He has an entire, what are those lists called? Like it's an Amazon list where you can buy people stuff. He has one of those. One of the items that's on his wish list is a pillow with Pokemon's face on it. this guy, I don't know if he's like just this is just like a dedicated bit he's played for a very long time. But he's an interesting character. Hey, some say creepy, I say interesting. Right? Maybe I think if he had Christ with him, everything would be solved. Let's see what else. Oh, we have yet again another clip of Sleepy Joe tripping. I can't wait for all the green screen effects that are going to be played with this one. I can't help but feel awful for that man. As a woman, it's creepy. Oh, come on, Hannah. So what if he exclusively hangs out in the female streamer's chat? That's not creepy. Oh, it's not. How can you say that, Hannah? How could you say that? And also, too, speaking of dudes, Al Pacino, 83, has demanded a DNA test from 29-year-old girlfriend as he did not believe he could impregnate anyone. This dude still got it. He still got that dog in him, as the kids say nowadays. But okay, enough with the small topics for now. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of everything. Let me get. I know, probably gonna have to. Riveter. Buried in what? Here we go. Okay. So, there is a YouTube channel, by the name of Milltown Best, and guy running it recently received a copyright strike against some YouTubers. I believe they're around like 600K. See their channel. I'm probably not gonna play anything. I want to be kind of smart with it, cause I don't want them breathing down my back. Yeah, they're like a 600K channel, and their entire thing is they're going against their local government, their local city. Like, they're calling their mayor corrupt in a lot of instances. Very, very unhinged people that are worth making fun of, in my opinion. Milltown did a YouTube video on them. He also did the audio is cutting in and out by the way. Oh, I know that. Fan of Chris. Yeah, I from the little I do know about that guy, he's not a fan of Chris. Is the audio good now? I think it might have been because I was clipping. I think that's probably why. Yeah, I was clipping. That's probably why. If it's still prevalent, let me know in the chat now. But yeah, Milltown, he does what everyone does. He does commentary. I believe he also does live streams. Yeah, he does live streams. Mostly he has Hugin, Assistant Sailor on. Well, I think he had Why So Demented on. I think he was one of the people who exposed Why So Demented. But yeah, he did a video on them, and he did a YouTube short as well. And for some reason, they claimed that. Now, I got into contact with a guy, and he sent me a copy of Still Cutting. I think he was one of the people who exposed Why So Demented. Entire thing is they're going against their local government, their local city. Like, they're calling their mayor corrupt in a lot of instances. Very, very unhinged people that are worth making fun of, in my opinion. Milltown did a YouTube video on them. He also did the audio is cutting in and out by. Okay, I don't know what the issue is. Everything looks good on my end. Although I did notice that cutout there. I haven't noticed any frame drops. That's the weird thing. I guess I'll have to see if the problem sorts itself out, unfortunately. But yeah, Milltown did a video criticizing them. I got into contact with Milltown. He sent me the video. It's well within fair use. It's ridiculous that these people are trying to silence him. Especially Milltown is he's around 500 subs. My guess is the video he did probably had somewhere around 100, 200, maybe 300 views. You know, so why? Why did they write it down? My guess, my guess is a lot of these people who don't care about copyright stuff like that. You know how, like, if you look into your YouTube studio, there's like a copyright section where you can see people who like use portions of your video, and like you can see the percentage of how much they used. My guess is it auto picked up. They decided to claim it for no reason because they vaguely saw it was them criticizing. They don't seem to be the most mentally stable people. Obviously, a lot of their stuff is built on outrage, and you know anyone who's against them is automatically bad. They're corrupt. They're working with the government to be against them. That type of situation. I highly suggest we go and support him. Excellent. Let's send you guys a link to Milltown's channel. That way, we can go support him. Time of need, because this situation is ridiculous. I think people would learn from situations like Suzy Lou, like Quantum. Unfortunately, we're always going to have individuals on the platform who just seek nothing but silence. And finally, guys, let's get into accidentally played his trail. Get into the tipster stuff because this is the last time I want to talk about tipster, at least in a negative light. I don't hate tipster. That's the thing. I don't hate tipster. I wish he conducted himself better. I really do. We have a tweet by Matt Pitt, which, you know, basically kind of sums up the situation he got into last night, kinda. And plus, like, it sums up Matt's feelings on the entire situation. Tipster does not care about trans people, and Tipster doesn't care about anyone. All he cares about is dumping his emotions onto women on his Discord. He simply just jumped on the new train. He's apolitical. He has no real opinions on anything. Copies everyone else's talking points. Now, he's just a moron, says a Hannah and a mule. Now, the thing with Tipster, it's very, it's awkward. He had an entire. I will say there was one hilarious thing last night. Was this. Okay, so last night, Josh gets something leaked to him that Tipster had said something about him. It goes, some of the most fun I ever had online is interacting with community drama on Arky RFC streams, Nick, Tom, and other commentary channels. And the community I have built on my main channel, and I have enabled me to make a living off reading tweets. Why do I ever want to leave, LOL? And it says, Tipster sent you a direct message. I feel like Bo Blacks is a lot like me. He wants out, but doesn't know how to get out. I was like that before I left. Now, like, tweet by itself. Clear projection on Tipster's end about about how he wanted to leave, but, you know, he didn't know how to. But he wants to feel like other people are in the same position as him. Now, I'm sure a lot of smaller channels are in the same position as him. They feel like, because, like, a lot of smaller channels, you know, they're not getting anywhere. I've seen a lot of channels around the 1K to like 10K mark switch their content entirely, whether it be going to gameplay stuff, to political stuff, to doing like game reviews, movie reviews, you know? It's just how people are sometimes. If they aren't gelling with the genre that they're in, they switch. Which I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Tipster. That's how he was feeling. Except he didn't really switch genres. Tipster quote tweets this. And he quote unquote gives the full context. Here we are. Since the person who leaked this wants to leave out the context to make me look bad, here's the full convo. I never said a negative word about Bo Blacks. I still very much consider him a friend and have been there. He has been there for me through a lot of rough crap, and I wouldn't do that to him. I don't think no one said that you were talking trash about him. The issue is you're projecting your feelings. You're projecting your feelings of the commentary community on him. That's simple as that. I don't think anyone was accusing you of being a snake or being mean to him. That's just how it was. And even with the context that you provide, Tipster, it still comes off like that. And here, I like Bo Blacks on his own. He is so nice. I've never seen videos of people like I've seen videos of people like Nick being so mean to him for no reason. Now, shocker, guys. I can tell from that first sentence, a woman messaged that. It's one of Tipster's goth mommies that messaged. I feel like there's like the first thing that we saw, and this person responds, "Oh my, who doesn't he like? They seem like his best friends." Oh no, I'm not saying that's for sure thing. Just kind of get that vibe from him. It's not a vibe you get from him. It's a vibe you're projecting onto him. There's a difference. Lex is a good guy. I love that guy. Oh, yeah, I agree. He seems a lot nicer. Now, the question is, which goth mommy leaked that? You know what? Straight off the bat, I have my suspicions. Obviously, there's no concrete evidence. I can't outright accuse someone. But if I was a betting man, you know who I bet? I would bet probably either Tiny Dancer. I was going to say Leia something, but that's like, I've never privately messaged Leia. But just going from her tweets, that doesn't sound like something she would really say. So my guess is Tiny Dancer, if I'm being fully honest, because out of nowhere, Tiny Dancer is like 100% off the Tipster train. Conveniently, it comes at a time where he demodded a bunch of people, but I digress, you know. I love how people are ride and die until you take away their wrench. And that led to an entire thing where Bo Blacks and Tipster started to debate efficacy of giving kids hormone treatment at a young age. That's the topic that they were discussing on Peepaw, probably still talking about that right now. I'm not interested in that. I'm really not. Also, too, here's a look at Confusing Opinion tweets out, "Wow, Tipster on a hot streak. Hypocrisy, being an absolute dick to someone with actual mental health issues for a fake drama prank. That drama prank being pretended to be disavowed by Keffels, in which no one believed, which led Tipster to tweet that his mental health was in a bad spot and that he needed to take some time off. By the way, that was for the bit, so that way it would be quote unquote more convincing that that the beef was real. The reason people are upset of that in particular is that Tipster has taken many breaks before on social media for mental health reasons, whether it be after the whole AP situation or figuring out his problems with alcohol, the dude at the bare minimum just apologized, Jesus Christ. Have some dignity. And this person, and he tweets out, "You look like Kurt Cobain before he pulled the trigger. You don't have to end like this. You can get help." And the person says, "So does that mean the whole mental health and Keffel's thing was a bait? All of it? Not accusing you of faking it, but what's going on, like, it was a prank. It was very obvious that it was a prank, yes. It's not okay to fake mental health stuff, too. I get this community treated you badly, but why do all of this? You're really reaching. It was literally a fake drama prank. Get a clue." That's not the point by doing that. It makes people like me, others who struggle, not be heard or believe that you could have done a different prank that didn't involve mental health. Now, okay, look, I make fun of mental health all the time, okay? I'm not gonna act like I'm better. But Tipster acts like he cares about mental health. That's the thing. That's his whole shtick, is that he cares. That he's a bleeding heart. And here he is making fun of someone's mental health. I'm sorry, Tipster, but like, you know how you had those little spur moments where you would let like 50 follower Twitter accounts ruin your entire day, private your Twitter account, and then you had to delete a bunch of tweets? You remember how you had to do that every so often? What, like 2 weeks? It was almost a guarantee that you would do it, Tipster. And so now, now anytime you have any sort of mental health problem, guess what? People aren't going to believe you, Tipster, because you're crying wolf, and you've shown that you don't care. Alright, people get on Tommy C and Auggie for not caring about mental health. Well, guess what? I respect their take a lot more because they're consistent about not caring. You flip-flop depending on if it makes you look good. Speaking of that fake prank you pulled, it was the dumbest thing in the world. Not just because it was obvious. It was obvious that Hipster and Keffels were faking it, right? But you didn't make it entertaining whatsoever. I heard people say, "Oh yeah, this is a prototype for when the real thing happens." I hope not, cause that was boring, man. They should have gotten the goth mommies involved. They should have gotten Keffel's fan base involved to like do some like fake beef between the fans too, right? But no, they couldn't even bother making it entertaining. And I saw the 360p video that Keffels uploaded. It was also very boring. It's just her outside sitting on a a tree, reading a fake message. And not to mention, he lost he lost an actual friend from this. He lost Xylee, who, despite disagreeing with him on, being with Keffels, minded her own business and let him be him, and then he pulled this stuff. Like, you unnecessarily lost a friend who was willing to hear you out on a lot of stuff. And not use Xylee's text message for the troll. Yeah, and by the way, apparently they planned that, believe it or not, they planned that for quote-unquote 2 weeks, according to Tipster. I highly doubt that they planned that out for 2 weeks. Look, Tipster, this is my final message. I know you're not watching this. No one's watching this, okay? No one except Hannah Animal. That's because she doesn't want to watch people talk about trans issues on Riveter's stream. Tipster, genuinely, if this was better for your mental health, ignore the community, ignore the commentary community. Do what Xylee did. Ignore your former community. If they try to take pot shots at you, ignore them. Continue doing what you're doing. Interact with the people who you want to interact with. Quit poking the bear and move on. This whole, like, doing fake pranks, screenshotting Augie's tweets so that way you can comment on the stuff without having to notify him. It's gay, dude. It's really gay. You're still a commentary channel. You just suck now as a commentary channel. That's all. Moving on. Guys, Mizkiff, almost said Misfits. Mizkiff has signed a deal to Rumble. He's going to be streaming there part-time. And I love the jokes that people were making with this. I can't wait for like when the first like Rumble controversy comes up and it's like revealed that Mizkiff was covering up something. And I wanted to talk about the FaZe Clan situation too. FaZe Clan has lost tons and tons of money. Like what? I think the last time I checked, their stocks are what? Like worth 50 cents. I'll be honest, if he wasn't poking the bear, I would be more quiet. Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people are. I feel people wouldn't be commenting to slightly get back into it. People wouldn't be commenting about it as much if they if he at least ignored everyone. You want the commentary community to stop talking about you, Tip. Ignore us. That's the best way to do it. But yeah, Mizkiff is now going to be part-time streaming to Rumble. I'm surprised he didn't go on Kick, but I guess with... it's weird. He goes to a platform that's associated with Leafy now, that's associated with Andrew Tate, associated with Sneeko. But ironically, I think the Twitch community would be more mad at him if he went to Kick, because Kick is run by Trainwrecks. And if you guys remember, last year there was a whole mortal crusade about gambling streams, and everyone basically disavowed and kicked out Trainwrecks. I don't see the Rumble deal lasting too long. I think he's probably going to stream like a couple of times on that platform, and then he's just going to go straight back to Twitch, because Twitch is where the money is. You know, I'm glad that sites like Rumble, sites like Kick are there, so that way there are some alternative choices. Rumble especially, because it's like YouTube, where it is a video platform. You know, you can save your VODs if you stream there. So it's good as a YouTube alternative. Kick, it's good for like a Twitch alternative, although for some people it's too much like Twitch. Like for example, the VODs don't really save on there. They get deleted after a couple days, which I mean kinda gets, it's a smaller website. I'm sure they're paying tooth and nail for the bandwidth. But yeah, I mean, I know this was a shorter stream, but really that's all I really wanted to talk about. I know a good portion of it was dedicated to Tipster. But Tipster wishes a hot button issue. What can I say? This is Nerdy John signing out. Thank you guys. For those of you who watched, thank you Hannah for being in the chat. This is Nerdy John.